get down to the topic. So, first of all, I'd like to see the journey, see the transition from being a core member or a degree holder into teaching as a journey. Let's all see it as a journey. And that journey has like steps that you take into it. The first is your first degree, which you already have, which is the qualification. Now, if you have a qualification in education or not in education, it is still acceptable to get into teaching in the United Kingdom. Whether the degree that you did in the uni was in education or was not in education, you can still get into teaching. Even if you don't have any teaching experience, as core members, you might be posted to schools to serve, or you do not have any teaching experience. Maybe you're serving in the local government or anywhere you find yourself. It's still not too late, or it's not like it's a blocked avenue for you to get into teaching. So the first thing is your degree, which I believe everyone in this group call has. Now, I'm going to ask a few questions and you can just use your emoji to signify so that we'll see what this call is all about. Now, if there are some myths that people says, but they are not actually true. I'm trying to look through my slides, please. So the first one is, I have a bachelor degree, so I automatically qualify as a teacher in the United Kingdom. Do you think that is true or false? Just give me a thumbs up if it's true. If you feel it's wrong, just thumbs down. Oh, great. I'm happy, it's not automatic. Okay, that's the first one. Yeah, so the next one is my overseas teaching experience is useless in UK. What do you think about that? Do you think that's true or false? I just need responses. Yeah. If you have a teaching experience, maybe even if it is NYSC, it's not useless. And I'm glad you know that. Now, if I have a QTS means qualified teacher status. And that's a status that you need in the UK to teach in the UK. If I have a QTS, automatically it gives me a visa to come into the UK. Do you think that's true or false? Someone is thinking about it. Very good. So it's something that we can think about. And I'm trying to multitask here, so don't mind me.
Hello, ma.
Yes, sir.
Please, ma, for village people like us that does not know the meaning of QTS, maybe you might want to explain to us, ma. Thank you.
To it.
Yes, ma.
Thank you. So we'll come to it, but I know a few people. Yes, that's why. So I think that's why some people are thinking. And QTS, we'll get to it. I don't want to jump ahead of myself. And the next one is, I must start from zero when I come to the UK. I must start from the scratch. Nothing that I've ever gained in Nigeria is going to be used in the UK. If you have a question, can you just, I can see hands popping up. I don't know if it's question or you're trying to respond to the if there's a question, please send it to the admin. We can collate it and answer questions afterwards so that we don't use up all the time. Thank you very much. That is also a myth, because teaching, you don't have to start from zero. No knowledge that you have gained is useless. Nothing that whether your degree or your experience as a core member, none of it is a waste. And the last one for this says, teaching in the UK is exactly the same as teaching in Nigeria. Is that a myth or true? I'll say if some things might be, some things might be different. A lot of things are different. But no, the knowledge you have in Nigeria, if you are taught at any point, and now there might be some similarities, some things that might be similar to each other. Which leads me to the next one. Now, your degree that you have, your uni degree that you already have, is just like the door handle that you used to open, not the whole key. You know, when you have key and you just open, you know, when you just try to open without key. So that's you have a degree, but you don't have the key if you want to come and teach in the UK. So now the difference is you have an academic qualification, which is your degree. And you also need a teaching qualification. And that is where the QTS comes in. The meaning of QTS is qualified teacher status. Now, qualified teacher status, if you have a degree, even if you have a degree in the UK, or you have a bachelor's degree or master's degree, if in education, if you still do not have a QTS, you are not allowed to teach. You may not be allowed to teach. You might be like a teaching assistant or cover teacher, or you might be working with another teacher that will be putting you through, but you might not be, you will, in most cases, in government schools, which is most of the schools that we have here in the UK, you will not be allowed to teach in the UK. So now to the main business of the day. How do we get this QTS? How can you get this QTS as a fresh graduate? Now, there are different routes to getting the QTS. There are different routes, and I've written a few here. The first one is the PGCE with QTS route. It's a course that takes 12 to 18 months or 24 months in some cases to earn, either here in the UK, or some people do some courses that is called IQTS, which is also a route into getting into teaching. So because the community that I'm speaking with now is a community of fresh graduates, so I would like to, there are different routes that can lead to QTS, but for this community, I'll speak mainly on the PGC QTS routes, which is studying to get a QTS. It's different from a master's degree. Some people confuse it together. I've seen a number of people coming into the UK to do a master's in education. A master's in education won't earn you a QTS or PGCE. And there's also PGCE without QTS. So if you really want to teach, you have to do PGCE with a QTS. So when you're looking up to the platform to look for what you want to study or courses that you want to study, this is what you should look out for: PGCE with QTS. And then you might see a number of schools giving options of subject to study and everything. Excuse me. You should also be conscious of schools that has visa sponsorship, because there are some schools that do not give visa sponsorship. So when you are looking for admission, when you are looking through schools, I'll advise, look for schools that have visa sponsorship. The subject you want to study, to make sure it is PGCE with QTS. I hope someone is writing something down or noting some something somewhere. So PGC with QTS, schools with visa sponsorship. Then this one is one should be very careful with when you're coming here, and it depends. It's where the school is. There are some environments in this UK that can sap you up. You know, when you're coming as a student, you want it's not easy. It's not easy anyway. I was talking with someone a few days ago, and he said, how is it over there? I told the person, it's not easy anywhere. It's not easy in Nigeria. It's not easy here. You just choose where the hardness meets you. So doing PGC with QTS, I'll tell you, it's intense. It's a lot of hard work, and you are only allowed to work 20 hours a week. Even if you can get that 20 hours a week. So it's not a bed of roses. So you have to look for school in places that are like less expensive. Places like, if you look for school in London and someone else looks for a school in Bristol is also a big place, but there are some smaller towns that are not big cities. Try to avoid the big cities. Although people coming in sometimes, they feel like, oh, I have family members in the big cities that can help. If that's the case, good. But if you don't have strong support system in the big cities, avoid London, Manchester, Birmingham, and some other big cities like that. Look for other smaller places. You have peace of mind. Ask somebody else that has been there, they will tell you. So those are the major things that I would say about QTS. First is PGC with QTS, not a master's degree in education. Because with a master's degree in education, you might not be able to teach. You won't be able to teach. They'll still ask you to go do PGC with QTS. And then I also spoke about, what was the second thing? Can't remember now. The second thing was visa sponsorship, schools and courses that have visa sponsorship. And the third one is the location. Avoid the big cities. So the next thing is I'll talk about to get a QTS qualification is what you need. You already have your bachelor's degree, which is superb. You already have your bachelor's degree. That is why you're serving. Then your maths, your qualification, your what's it called now? WAEC, NECO, O-level results. We call it GCSE here. It must be GCSE standard, which is a grade 4 or what we call C. You must have at least C6 in maths, English, and science. Any of the sciences, maybe physics, chemistry, or biology. They are very big on that. You have to have one of the sciences, maths and English. So that's another thing. Then you will be asked to do the English language proficiency test, which is like the TOEFL, IELTS, and the rest too. So we have postgraduate teacher training courses, which I've told you about, QTS with PGC with QTS, and you can also do primary or secondary courses. As you might have known, maybe you've heard, or maybe you found out, or you might still find out if you go on the internet, UK has a shortage of teachers, and teaching or education in the UK is something you'll be like hotcake when you finish. Studying through might be tricky, but it is hotcake. UK is always in shortage of teachers. And if you are able to do the sciences, like maths, English, maths, physics, chemistry, biology. Before you finish, I'm sure you have jobs waiting for you. It's like there's shortage everywhere. When you get to the schools, before I got a permanent appointment, I was working in schools, in different schools, secondary schools as cover teacher, because they're always short of teachers all the time. Sometimes a whole year, sometimes a teacher will retire and they won't be able to replace in a long time. Sometimes they will have to cut the subject down. If it is a subject they can cut down because of inavailability of teacher. So if you have a degree in language, like French, they're also looking for French, Spanish, German, all foreign languages aside English. They teach their own English themselves. But if you have if you can study foreign language and the sciences and maths, foreign languages and the sciences, that's hot cake. Although other subjects are selling too, but I can assure you of this sciences, the STEMs, and foreign languages. They're like hot cake. So for the courses, you have primary courses and you have secondary courses. The primary courses are for children from ages 3 to 11 years. And the secondary, if you do primary course, like the postgraduate teacher training for primary, you are going to teach all subjects, just like we do in Nigeria. If you're teaching in primary school, you teach all the subjects. Although you might have what is it called now? Subject specialization. Excuse me. But you will still have to teach other subjects. Your specialization is just mainly for you to be like someone they look up to in that subject. If they're having like a problem, they can always come to you. This is your area. This is your special. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? But for secondary, you teach your own subjects. So before I proceed, I feel like I'm the only one talking. If there's, can we answer one or two questions if there is any? One or two questions. Let's make this a bit interactive. Maybe something that I've said, I've jumped something, or something is not clear in a place or in a way. Any question at all? Is there any question in the chat?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
I have a question actually.
Okay, please go on.
Okay, you made mention about the English proficiency test and the
Yes.
TOEFL and I. So I want to ask, my school for one, they actually give us an English proficiency test. So I don't know if that is also like, can I use that one instead of registering for the TOEFL and IELTS or something?
Thank you very much for that question. When I was to submit English proficiency test, what I used was the English proficiency letter that I got from my university, and it was accepted then. That was just 2 years ago. But I tell you, here in the UK, things changes every day. You just make further research, because it also depends on which school. Sometimes some schools might say, just give me your just give us your letter of English language proficiency. Or if your education was done in English, like in my case when I was applying, I was asked if my uni education was done in English, and I said yes. So they said if I can get a letter from the uni, that it will solve it. So I just got the letter, and it was used, because up till now I didn't do TOEFL or IELTS. But as now, I know some uni asking for the either TOEFL, Cambridge level 2, or IELTS. So it depends on the school and it depends on what they are doing at that moment. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. I can see a question here. It says from Waneka David. Good evening. Please, I'm a current core member teaching in a school in Abuja. Though I studied mass communication, can I get a QTS and make my way to UK? Yes, you can. Just you just when you did mass communication, what you can do in your case is you can find a teaching subject. If you want to teach in the secondary, you find a teaching subject. If you are good with French, you think you can do French language or I don't know other subjects that can be under that's like what's it called now? Arts and humanity, arts, social science and humanity. That's where mass communication is. If I'm not wrong, I'm not very sure. So you just look for teaching subjects that can that relates to what you already know, so that you just build on it. You're not starting from the scratch. So that's what I'll advise. If you want any further consultation about it, I know Mr. Peter will, Mr. Jake will help you with that. Then another question says, please, can you give us examples of smaller cities that is affordable? Oh, just talk to Jake Embassy about it. He knows them all. Because I don't do admissions. I don't know much about the schools, but there are lots of schools around that that you just advise you in that angle. The next question says, so for one to study a foreign language apart from English, would it require the English proficiency test, and what else would it need? Everything else that I've talked about. So for you to study a foreign language, you still need everything, English proficiency test, and your at least C6 in math, English, and one of the science courses. Before, if you want to teach, you have to have one of the science courses, even if it is, I think, a Greek. Someone told me that because she did a Greek, she was accepted. Another question says, hello, for one who studied foreign language apart from English, would it require the English proficiency test, and what else would it need? You will require the English language proficiency test, because apart from the language that you're going to study or the subject that you're going to study, they still require you to speak English, at some point to other people around you. It's not just your course of study. You relate with other people. You relate with bus drivers, train drivers, people in the community. So they expect you to be proficient in your English language. Someone said, for further inquiries after this, speak to Jake's Embassy. Good evening, ma'am. Thanks for the class. Wow. You made mention of IQTS. Can you explain more of it? Yes, IQTS is called International Qualified Teacher Status. So you can be anywhere in the world and study to gain your IQTS, which when you get a job, and it is like an equivalent of the QTS, and it is done with universities here in the UK. But when you now get to the UK, you now convert it to QTS. I'll say the process of conversion is not stressful at all. It's something you can read up. I have not seen anyone who has done it before, and I don't know much about it, but I have read about it. I was thinking of going through it at some point. So you can always Google it and find out.
In addition to what you just said, Ma,
Yes, sir.
for those that want to like go through that route, I don't think they've got any problem. All they need to do is just like contact Jake's embassy or contact the admin, and we'll give them the breakdown.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Ma.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Samuel Awe said PGC with QTS, not MSc in education. Yes. Schools with visa sponsorship. Yes. Location of the school. Avoid big cities like London. But yes, you're right. You just put up everything that I've said. Thank you very much. And Osuji, blessing. Good evening, ma'am. So sorry I joined the class. It's okay. Could you please explain what QTS and PGC are? Yes, QTS is the qualified teacher status that helps you. That is like in Nigeria we call it what is it called again now? TRCN, Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria. Yeah, in Nigeria it's called TRCN. Even though in Nigeria, even if you don't have TRCN, you can still teach. But in the UK here, you need that QTS to be a teacher. And PGCE is a postgraduate certificate in education, but it must come with QTS. If you are doing PGCE in any subject, make sure it comes with QTS. Make sure you're studying with QTS, because there are some courses that you can do that will just be PGCE alone. So if you do PGCE alone, you still have to go for maybe 1 year to go and study QTS later. So it's better you find something that you can do together. It is intense, but it is worth it after. Someone says, does IQTS equals TRCN? No, it's far. TRCN is only valid in Nigeria. IQTS is valid. It's an international qualification. It's equivalent to QTS. And QTS is also an international qualification. It's not, you are not only limited to the UK. You can teach anywhere. Lots of teachers are living UK now. They are moving to New Zealand, moving to Dubai. Lots of teachers moving to Dubai. I mean, like British, like Oyinbos themselves, moving to Dubai to go and work, because they are thinking the children here are not easy to work with. We'll get to that if time still permits. So time is fast spent. So another question says, for a teacher with many years of experience in Nigeria, can the person still further? I don't know if there's anything. That's why I was asking that. Do we only have core members here? If you are a teacher with experience in Nigeria, in fact, there are routes that you can. If you have TRCN and you teach like physics, chemistry, biology, math, French, those 5 subjects, you can convert your TRCN straight to QTS and look for jobs that will give you visa sponsorship from Nigeria. And here you are in the UK. It's not shere. It's not like it's real. It's something that I did. I converted my Nigerians, although I did EYTS here, which is something else I want to talk about. That is early years teacher status. Is for people that can teach children from age 0 to 5. That's the qualification. And the QTS is from age 3 to 16. That is from primary to secondary. But the EYTS that I first had was 0 to 5. So for now, I have EYTS and I have QTS. And so the reason why I got my QTS was because I converted my Nigerian teaching certificate into QTS, because I teach maths in Nigeria. So if you teach maths, if someone teaches maths, English, not English, maths, French, any of the sciences, physics, chemistry, biology, It's easy for them to convert their TRCN straight into QTS. And I hope that answers that question. Let me see where I am. Okay. Elijah Ida, I hope I pronounced that properly. Please, ma, is there any disparity between BCSC and HND as regarding to teaching line there? I can't say that. I think Mr. Jakes might be able to answer that better. I can't say, but I've seen people with HND here in Nigeria doing master's degree here. So yeah. I think if people with HND are doing masters, then they can do PGC with QTS too.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct, Ma. With your HND, it is possible for you to come here for your post-study, postgraduate program.
Yeah,
great. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for confirming that, sir. And the next one says, Francis Chamaka, also, can one get it without PGC, the QTS, I mean? I think you have to do PGC with QTS, except if you are converting your TRCN, if you have TRCN, if you are converting it to QTS. And there are some other things that goes with that TRCN too. Because if you that TRCN, if you have had it in Nigeria, you must have taught for like 3 years, and I can't remember now, but there are some things that comes with it too, for you to be able to convert that TRCN to QTS. So I don't think you can do QTS without PGC. You can look them up online. When you're looking it up online, please use the gov.uk website. It's the UK government website, and it gives you every details that you want. Make sure it's gov.uk. And this question is from Jakes Ebasi. It makes me laugh. So you flog your students as I love using Koboko. No. No, not at all. No. I wish we talk about that. We'll still talk about that if time permits us, what the classroom is like. And okay, if the question, I think we have just one more question. From Dorothy Davis. Good evening, ma'am. Can a graduate from other fields study, not educationist, teach abroad through the teaching experience? Yeah, we talked about that earlier when we started. I guess Dorothy was not here when we started. That if you're a graduate from any field, just find a subject that you love, and you can do PGCE and QTS with it. Yeah, someone just posted the site now. Yeah, right. Get into teaching.education.gov.uk. Yeah. That's it. You get all the information you want, and they will also give you links to schools. And if you just have any question, just ask Mr. Jake. He will be available to answer your questions concerning that. Glory Wereuzo. I studied biochemistry in IMSU, but I teach chemistry in a secondary school. Can I still apply for QTS as my certificate does not? You can't apply for QTS because you studied, not because you studied biochemistry, but because I guess your biochemistry was when your uni degree, and then you're serving as a core member now in a school teaching chemistry. That is, and you don't have TRCN. So if you have TRCN and you have been teaching in a school for up to 3 years, you can apply for QTS. But if not, if you are a core member and you teach chemistry in a school as a core member, although it is useful as an experience, as a teaching experience that you have, but you can't apply for QTS with it. You have to come study, either you come over to the UK to study to earn your QTS with PGCE, or you do high QTS from Nigeria, which gives you a qualification that helps you to in the future travel into the UK in the future, get a job, and that might give you this sponsorship to move into the UK. Since I study arts courses, but currently teach primary courses, can I focus on primary course as an art student with basic knowledge of mathematics? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Ma, would it be possible for you to continue? I'm sorry, sir. I won't be available on Wednesday. I won't be available on Wednesday. I'm so sorry. I won't be available on Wednesday. There's lots to talk about. What time are we rounding up?
I think you're the one that maybe you should decide.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, so
Possibly,
the next part that I want to talk about is the classroom now.
okay.
So let's just talk about the classroom, be on the lighter note, and then we can call it a day. Then we'll find some other times to talk about. We can always continue some other times, if not today. So what does a UK classroom, what does it look like? That's the next thing. What do you think it looks like? Or what would be the differences? Can you put them in chat, please? What do you think will be the differences between the UK classroom and the Nigerian classroom? What comes to your mind when you see yourself teaching in the classroom in the UK? What do you think? What comes to your mind? What do you visualize? Maybe it was things that you have seen from movies, the children, the gadgets, anyone. Let's put them in chat, please. Are we tired? Or is it me and Mr. Jake that is left here? Samuel Awe said conducive environment. Very good. Yeah. You see, the serene environment when everything is all right. When everything is okay, you see a serene environment, beautiful environment. Okay, since no one is talking, maybe I should continue doing my talking alone. Dorothy, thank you. Dorothy says the UK classroom is fully equipped with more of practicals. Yeah, you are right. There is a 70-30 rule for teaching in the UK, and it means the children, the learners, the students do 70% of the talking, not the teacher. So it's very interactive. Sometimes the teacher will just keep quiet, try the topic up and ask for their opinion. So the children do 70% of the talking in the class. And as a teacher, if you do too much talking, they'll be bored. And you see lots of behavior. And imagine behaviors that will come up in the classroom that you cannot say, keep quiet. You can't say keep quiet. They'll tell you why. Why should I keep quiet? So you see, yeah, full of more practicals, more hands-on. You have to get them busy, get them to think their reasoning. You have to keep their, what's it called? Their brain, they will be mentally alert. You have to make them think.
Yeah.
From there, when you make them think, that is when you now push what you want to teach in. Then you find out what they know. Then you find out where to continue from what they already know. So that is it. Then someone else said organized teaching with an updated system. Yeah, organized teaching with And loving parents. Sorry for another day. You know, sometimes just because you are Black, it might bring something up sometimes. Not to scare you, just to prepare your mind. But you raise your head up high, be who you are, you just scale through. So loving parents sometimes can be a two-way thing, but if they know that you know your onions, you are good at your job, they will respect you. They will respect you. When I started, they're like, oh, no, my child is not going to him, but to her, no. But with time, even with colleagues, sometimes it was like, like everyone was like looking at where's she from? Nigeria. They hate children. They eat children, and they come up to me and ask me, "Do you hate children in Nigeria?" So the loving parents, it might be a bit, but with time, when they see you, when they, you know us now, we know they carry last.
Yes,
you know, as we do our things now, so. You just blend into the system. You just need to at first learn, watch. You make a few mistakes. Fingers crossed they are not costly mistakes, because another thing is safeguarding. That is the peak of they don't joke with safeguarding here with the children. They don't joke with the children. They believe the children over anybody. And they have CCTV cameras everywhere that record voices. So once you do your job properly, everything will be well. So organized teaching with an updated system, loving parents, yes. Simplicity in teaching procedure. There's a lot of work. Not very simple, but you enjoy it. You just fall into the system. You get, if you are very flexible, you just learn. Like me, I used to tell people, when I get into a new place, I tell them, just show me what to do, I'll grab it. Just tell me what to do. Just I don't want to make mistakes. Just let me know what I need to do. And God has been helping me. God has been faithful. So if I can do it, you can. When I tell people my background in teaching in Nigeria, I taught in government schools. I've taught in a government primary school where there's no electricity, there's no mobile network. When I come to my class in the morning, the class that I left yesterday, I'll come back tomorrow, and bats would have eaten something and thrown it to my wall. So that's the background I came from. And if I can survive, if I come from that background and I am coping in this system, I've been teaching here for over 3 years now, you can do it too. So don't just think, maybe I taught in one international school in Nigeria. I didn't. So, but if I can do it, I believe you can do it too. So the practicalize their teaching. Yeah. That is very true. Everything hands-on, everything.
Hello, ma.
True. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. Please, I just want to say, inform you that you have 5 minutes more, please.
Yeah.
So we can.
Discipline. Thank you very much. Discipline. The children have rights, and their rights are very prominent. And behaviors can be very challenging, but sometimes. But schools have different measures to curb behaviors. So when you get into a school, you just need to know their policies, their behavior policies. They have, like, some schools who say you give children 2 warnings. If they are still not listening, press a bell. The pastoral team will come in. You can take the child away from the class. They might ring the parents. They have their own. Sometimes the way they manage behavior is different from ours. You can just take the child and start flogging. So in their own case, they'll ring the parents. Sometimes they put the child in exclusion. The child might come to school, stay in a room all by himself. They'll give him books, and a member of staff will sit down there with him all day. The children don't like that. So usually it works most of the time, especially when that child is, except if the child has like really challenging behavior. And another thing that we have here that is not very prominent in Nigeria, it is available in Nigeria, but we don't play emphasis on it, is children with special needs. It's another story for another day. So in preparation, there are a number of things that I want you to start doing now. Look through the internet, start reading, look at how you can improve yourself in one or two ways, and start visualizing it, praying towards it, and working towards it. We'll get there by God's grace. Thank you very much.
Wow. Wow. Man, I'm so grateful, ma. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the privilege of having you. And the most important thing, ma, is when should we be expecting you to come, complete the whole thing? Because we believe that there are several things that you might, that I'm sure you want to say, but because of the time, you've not been able to like download all that you've got for us. So please, when should we be expecting to have you around?
I'll look at my schedule and discuss with you, and we can always do this again sometime soon. It was nice chatting with everyone too. I really love the interaction, the questions, and everything. So I want to be back again.
How soon, ma?
I don't want to promise.
Put you on the spot now. Please, how soon? Next 2 weeks time. Let's just have an idea, ma.
How often do you meet?
Almost every Saturday.
Okay, can we do? Let's do maybe the second to the last Saturday, or the last Saturday in September.
Is it September this year or next year?
This year.
We're so grateful, ma. Honestly speaking, despite the fact that I've done this for about 3-4 years, the truth is I've learned something new from you, and I'm so grateful for the privilege. Mr. Kingsley, please, over to you.
Opportunity, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mrs. Omolola. We really appreciate. Thank you so much. I think we can put a round of applause again for our facilitator today. Please, let's just put a round of applause. Let's clap and appreciate her. Okay, and I'm going to ask a question. Do we want her back? If we do, let me see thumbs up. If we don't, let's see, you can put it down. If you want her back, let me see your thumbs up. I'm seeing a lot already. Ma, the thumbs up is dedicated to you. So we want you back, ma. I hope she can hear me. So I believe that.
Thank you very much.
Even if she doesn't want to respond, I'll go to her house. I'll take you. She must go back.
So we believe that we'll be having her soon, another time. But beside that, I also want to thank everyone that have made themselves available to be part of this training, the time and everything. Thank you so much. Now it takes determination. It takes you being intentional about your success, because trust me, there are a lot of persons who saw this advert or who are in the group, but they are not here. They've preferred something else, but you have decided to be here because of your intentionality and your push to succeed. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your contributions, especially the questions were just flowing in. Really appreciate this. So this training is sponsored by Corpus Community
Initiative. Corpus Community Initiative is an NGO that is aimed at raising and training core members, young minds, ex-core members, and also intending core members. We want to ensure that we give value back to the society, value in terms of knowledge, in terms of training. In fact, before now, we've had some trainings, and we're still going to have lots more coming up. Our web design training is by the corner, and so many other trainings. All right. Now, if you're not in the Corpus community group, or you're not in the um, channel, you're going to be missing out from a lot of information, because trainings such as this will be coming. This is just for teaching. We have that of healthcare, we have that of sciences, a lot of trainings, how to get opportunities, studying abroad, scholarship opportunities, and also work abroad. So it's something you don't want to miss out. And also, if you're in the channel, please turn on notification button. So whenever an information is dropped, you can get it, you can be informed, and also react. Let's know that you are part of the community. And also, when you have any questions, any you need clarity in terms of the trainings that are ongoing, you need clarity in terms of your international plans, you want to travel abroad for studies, for work, for any of this, there's a number I dropped on the chat box, and also drop the number in the group and also in the channel. You can always reach out. Of course, by God's grace, number is always available. You can always reach out with your questions, with areas you need clarity, and we'll be able to provide those answers. All right, we'll be able to provide those answers. So thank you so much. And also, please, there's something we want to do. I want you, everybody, to all hands to be on deck. Now, you see what you've learned today. This is going to be helpful to you today, or some persons here. It's going to be helpful in the next 1 year, in the next 2 years. And the truth of the matter is that we want this knowledge to spread. We didn't charge anybody for this, and we are not planning on charging anybody in the next future, in the nearest future, rather. As a matter of fact, if you are here and you want to study abroad, we are going to help you with the application process completely free of charge. Your admission, your visa processing, your documentation, review your documents, advise you professionally. The people speaking with you, by God's grace, in fact, the Corpus Community Nigeria is being sponsored. The parent company is Jake's Embassy Limited, and Jake's Embassy Limited has been in immigration and study abroad services for over a decade. All right, we are experts and who handle these services. So we're going to advise you from start to finish without charging you a dime. All right, so you are in for a good ride. You are in for lots of benefits. You are in for lots of value. So also let other people know. Please inform other people. Share the group links, let other people join, so together we can create an enabling environment to inform people and to assist people in achieving their goals and dreams in life. All right. And lastly, before I round up, I know I've taken a lot of your time. Lastly, before I round up, if you know anyone who also wants to study abroad, as Corpus Community Initiative, we have an ambassadorial partnership or deal that we give to anyone who refers people who want to study abroad. Now, you don't have to tear your trousers, you don't have to lose the strands on your hair. You just have to do a referral. One referral for somebody who wants to study in the UK, you get a referral bonus of up to 250 to 500k. Now, without doing so much. So this is an advantage you want to take. It can be a side hustle while you're actively at work. You're also in search of people who want to study abroad. And the moment you see one, you refer to Jake's Embassy Limited. And the moment there is this successful application, you are called and you're credited. If you've been in the group for a long time, you've seen some testimonials of people we have credited in the past, and we keep doing that as we progress. So thank you so much. I'll drop the contacts. Like I said, always reach out to us for more inquiries and for clarity and anything you've been needing. And by God's grace, we'll be able to provide those solutions. Thank you for everyone who have stayed on to this time, and God bless you. Have a good night and a blessed weekend. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
thank you, thank you, thank you,
Thank
thank
you.
you,
Good night.
thank
Thank you,
you,
sir.
thank you, Ma, thank you, corp member, thank
Thank you,
you,
Ma. Thank
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 you,
you,
thank
everybody.
you, thank you.